morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host business partner James Mason. Good morning, James. How was your weekend?
Todd, good morning. Todd, are you like far away from your mic, or do I just not have my audio settings up?
My mic setup's exactly the same as it's always been.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'm doing well, Todd. How are you?
Doing better, feeling better. It feels good to get rid of some of this. I still have a little bit of lingering crud, but I mean, I'm mobile and active and doing well. Thanks.
Yeah, same here. So, if anyone's wondering, we're currently in a trade right now, watching it. It's on a teetering point. It's a little intense. All right, so currently Dow futures are up 148 points. S&P 500 is up 9.5 points. It's looking like it's going to be a decently bullish day, but I do not trust the market makers, especially with the whole FOMC debacle last week. We know that they're gonna start to taper here in November, and just keep that in mind, guys. Like once they start to taper, that's gonna start pulling down the market. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Todd, what do we have for today?
Ticker that I've been I've already made a couple trades this morning was PPSI. Pioneer Power Solutions, and I was short. I took a short position between 625 and 640, and I covered it 587 to 590, 592. So I'm up almost $1,000 today.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, good way to start the week.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me just put out a few things really quickly here for us. All right, so PPSI, we can see that it literally just hit a pre-market high at 648 right here. Now, if you're trying to jump in at this point, you're going to get smoked. So, Todd, can you move your phone away from your mic? It's vibrating and everything.
There you go.
Amateur hour.
Yeah.
All right, so PPSI, if you're trying to get in right here, you're going to get smoked. I mean, we can see that this is topping out at the moment. It's going to pull back. Well, can't speak in absolutes. More than likely, it's going to pull back here. Probably pull back, find some consolidation somewhere today, bounce, and make a secondary run. If that secondary run takes place, be weary around what range would you say that's at, Todd? About 730.
Yeah, if it gets in the 730 range, if it breaks 730, it could go. But I mean, I'm on a short bias on this position.
Yeah, there's a lot of bearish eyes watching this one. So take that for what it's worth. And I ain't talking about us.
Right.
Deep pockets. So PPSI, I do expect it right around the $6 range where it's at currently to pull back. I would say if we could probably pull back to about this 570-ish range and then get some candlesticks going sideways, like floating sideways, then I might take just a few hundred shares, but nothing more than a few hundred shares. I believe this thing will make that secondary push just with the momentum in the market today for this ticker. But there's a ton of people, again, who are going to start trying to lay into this thing short. Now, the share structure, man, I don't know. There's only an 8-point 8.7 million shares outstanding on this thing. I don't know, Todd. If the bears try to short this thing at 730, they could
get ugly.
Yeah, they could get squeezed.
Right.
And they have to hit it right.
Yeah. So if it goes right now from 605 to 730, they're going to be fine. But if it consolidates and grinds all day from 605 to 730, then they are going to get they're going to get hurt. So we always talk about quick instant action versus a slow steady grind, and the difference between those two actions in the market. So, but if you look back this morning around, you look at the green candle at 853, how it shot up right there, and then had another shot up at 859. Both of those came right back.
Yeah, I don't know. The first thing we need to see though here in PPSI is what it's going to do with this pullback. Because last thing we want to do is jump in here at the top and this thing turn into a fader. So we need to see this thing pull back, see if it can pull back to this 570 range. I mean, potentially it could pull back to this 540 range. But wherever it decides to pull back, we need to see it consolidate, meaning going sideways, and then start to pull back up. And then at that point, excuse me, guys, at that point, I mean, I'd be okay with just a few hundred shares. Like, this is just a trade that it's going to be so volatile. And really, I mean, I wouldn't even, me personally, I don't even have the appetite to take 1,000 shares. When I say a few hundred shares, my only interest is like 300 shares in this thing. If it would hold up and run later, then okay, cool, whatever. Especially if it's squeezed. I mean, super cool. But if it broke down, that's where you really have to view these trades and how to take trades. It's not how much you can win when it comes to your position size. Like if you take 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares or something, you don't need to view it in the terms of how much money you can make. You have to view it in how much money you can lose and how much money you're willing to lose in a trade. That's how you really adjust and distinguish your position size. So again, I need to see PPSI pull back, consolidate somewhere on the chart. And let's just say this thing like really pulls back hard and does something drastic, like going down to $5 and then consolidating. If it goes down like $5 and consolidates, I probably won't even consider it at that point, just because it had pulled back too much. So with trading, guys, you guys have been around it long enough. When things need to pull back, they need to pull back, but they can't pull back too much, if that makes sense. If it pulls back too much, then it's just, sometimes it just goes beyond that brick of no return. And you know what's up. It's going to pull back hard, have its little bounce, and then after that bounce, just get smoked after that. So if you're not able to have enough day trades to make this work out, this is just a trade that you probably want to stay out of, in my opinion. Meaning, if you have no day trades or just one day trade and you try to jump in this thing and it starts going against you, you're going to end up getting caught probably holding the bag.
Actually, if people who don't have multiple day trades, it's hard to enter day trade, I think, because you're stuck in it. You can't cut a position and reposition yourself so you have to get it right on the first go. So if you don't have 3 trades to start with, I would avoid a lot of these day trades.
Yeah, swing trading honestly is really where people who don't either have a cash account or have 25,000 above PDT, where what they really need to focus on is swing trades. I mean, it is what it is. And the thing that I see a lot with retail traders who are under the PDT rule or don't have a cash account is they'll try to day trade with those stipulations affecting them while being at work.
Which is even harder.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Because I guarantee you what's going to happen. When you're in the most critical moment of your trade, your boss is going to walk in your office and be like, hey, we got to take care of something right now.
Yeah. And, depending on your account size, do you tell your boss to screw off or you take the hit? I mean, with this economy and how you can get a job anywhere else, starting off at $25 an hour, you could probably just tell your boss to screw off and nothing probably happened. But I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, you guys need to decide what's best for you, but trying to day trade while you are holding a job and under PDT without a cash account, too hard, just too stressful. You're going to eat so many losses. So let's run through the comments, see what else we got. Let's see. So good morning, everyone. As we all know, old Elon Musk, he didn't want to get beat down by his own followers by saying that he didn't have diamond hands. And he's probably going to sell off, 10% of his stock, I believe.
That's correct. Yep.
And we can obviously see the gap down here on the Tesla chart. Now, a lot of the TTBB members know that I was bearish. Well, I'm still bearish on Tesla. I love Tesla. And there's only a few times I ever get bearish on it. So far, I've been correct in every trade and I've nailed it every time. But we all know that trying to short Tesla or being bearish on it is playing with fire. While Elon did say that and he did the whole Twitter poll, and a part of me does believe him that he is going to sell off, mainly for like tax purposes, which I can't blame him. Lock in some of that money at the top of a market. But man, Elon is a troll. And the thing that just kind of concerns me is him posting a tweet like when the market opens, since it has gapped down so much, of him saying, "Nah, guys, I decided not to sell 10%," because we would see a massive bullish candle take place. And we all know that Elon is all about destroying the bears and anyone short.
I think for him, it's more about destroying the bears that are shorting him. He doesn't have a problem with them other people, but he takes it personally, a personal attack when they say, I'm going to short Tesla. And he says, so it's like, for him, it's when you're the richest man in the country, I guess you can have a little FU attitude.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you just don't know what Elon has up his sleeve. He's a prankster. Now, what I'm saying is kind of elaborate. I'm not going to lie. Elon probably isn't going to do that, but man, it just wouldn't surprise me if he would just shoot out a tweet at some point today and just say, yeah, I decided to actually add to my position size. Just something crazy.
So I always kind of laugh at that. Like how cool to have the power to be like having your afternoon lunch with a buddy and be like, hey, watch this 12 words. I'm going to send this stock soaring in just a quick tweet and he can like make it move. But that's also why he gets investigated by the SEC every once in a while.
And also why you paid a $25 million fine. It's okay to be a maverick and to attack the system. You just have to understand that you're probably going to have to pay the system in the end. That's just the way it goes. So looking at the daily chart here on Tesla, we're kind of coming down to support at this range. Me personally, if I was going to short it, which I don't have any intentions of doing it now, but if I was going to short it, I would wait to see what today does. We potentially could see it go a little bit lower, but then it potentially could bounce and try to form a little green day to fill somewhat of this little gap right here. That would be my main concern. So for me, I'm just going to see what it actually does today on the daily chart before really deciding if I would even consider shorting this again. So Tesla, stand by for me. Let's see what else we got in the comments.
I tapped PPSI again, got in around 635 and covered at 615. Just took a small position, add another couple little wallet patter to the trade.
Okay.
But as we talked about, I'll go back to it real quick. It's going through. I'm worried about it starting a consolidation now, so I'm going to watch it for a bit. I don't think I'm going to be back in until after the market opens.
It's going to have to pull down some more than that. I mean, with this setup right here, when the bell rings, we probably will see a strong spike up. And if we do see that strong spike up right at the bell without this not actually pulling down first, the bears are definitely going to set in to short it.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in this one, man, make sure you guys use them stop losses.
Yeah, if you're in it and you're going long, I would be looking to cover at the opening bell. I would be looking for a spike.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well. At the bell, as soon as I saw that first big green candle spike up, I would go ahead and have a stop in place and just move that bad boy probably right here to about 650. I mean, we're talking in terms of if it goes up here to hit about 7, I'd move my stop up to 650. That way, if it pulled back on you, you could still lock in profits. Obviously, if you have an average less than 650. So this setup is not fully developed. It's still working its way out. We need to see what it's going to do. But since we're 10 minutes from the bell and it hasn't pulled back yet, I'm going to have to pretty much say what you were talking about, Todd. Probably expect that bullish spike up here, and then the bears are going to start to set in around 7:30, trying to short it.
Jason said, "Don't forget to post a Twitter alert if you enter PPSI." Jason, I don't share my Twitter alerts when I'm going short because they're pretty quick, pretty fast, and most of our members, when I say most, almost all except for a very small handful, can't short like that. So I personally don't share those a whole lot.
Yeah, there's no point for the TTBB alerts to even post penny stock shorts.
The only way I could do that is if I was live streaming, where I could talk through my trade, or you could see like when I'm placing an order, and you can see my order pending, that would be the only. Oh, you meant long? Yeah, that makes sense. If we go long, we could do that.
So, Aaron Sparks, how does Google's news about joining the AI medical market affect POAI stock? I think it's just going to be irrelevant. But what's crazy, I actually about 2 months ago had a dream that Google got into the biomedical field. And it's just kind of cool to see that they actually are, which really doesn't surprise me. I mean, they're trying to get their hands into everything the same as Amazon. So that is all I have for today. Todd, do you have anything else?
I'm going to answer it. Luke, you asked me to share my trades after it so you can learn from them. Where would you like me to share them? In the chat box? I don't think I want to clog up the Twitter feed for that.
Yeah, there's no point.
I could, yeah. I have shared them on Facebook after the fact, so people can see them there. where would be a good place for you like to see them? You want to text me, text you, email?
Man, we ain't going through all that time.
I know. Discord.
If that is not an option, guys, don't even think about asking about it. It's not an option. Don't think about it. So,
all
right, guys. So we appreciate y'all tuning in today. Remember, trade safe, trade smart, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Thanks, guys.